Good afternoon, everybody. I got something hot for you guys today. But first, hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell so you can get any updates I have. Now, I know someone's been talking about this already, but I thought about this a long time ago. I thought about this when the dude was hit in Pelican Bay and there was no get back. When that happened, I knew there was something brewing much bigger than that for the dudes, the OGs, to worry about. Takes me back a couple of months. Actually, takes me back a while. Now, what is the purpose of the end of hostilities? Is it to unite? Was it to unite everybody? Or was it to prepare for something much bigger that was on the horizon? You see, in our political government, there's a lot of stuff that goes on behind closed doors that nobody knows about. And we all find out about it after it's already done or after it already fucked something up or something went wrong. Then we find out what happened. Same thing with the politics in prison. There's things that are talked about that none of us know about. Only a certain group of people know what it's about. And they don't leak it out to just anyone. Now my theory is something's brewing really big and it's concerning a lot of people in prison, and it's concerning for them outside too. So in order to prepare for that, there was no other solution but to unite. To unite because you need an army to go against an army. You need soldiers, and you need a lot of soldiers. Now what I'm talking about, just a couple days, I heard of some OGs from down south getting murdered south of the border. If I'm not mistaken, I think one was hanging under a bridge or something like that. I didn't get too much into it because it's really nothing I'm concerned about. However, it did catch my attention because when I thought about the incidents that were going on in prison and there were no retaliations, I knew there was something much bigger that was being prepared for. And what happened compared to what's going to happen is small. Now, these OGs were murdered south of the border. Pretty sure a lot of you have heard about it already. My theory is there's going to be a massive takeover or attempted takeover, and it's going to get brutal. So the end of hostilities was an attempt to bring everybody in California together, because the more manpower you got, the better chances you have. Now those end of hostilities also included the Paisas, if I'm not mistaken, which can become a major player in what's about to come. You see, these major organizations south of the border, they're putting a bid in to take over California, not only in the streets, but in the prisons. And power speaks volumes. Numbers speaks volumes. Arsenal speaks volumes. And not giving a fuck speaks volumes. And we all know that these dudes don't give a fuck. They don't care who's in their way. They don't care what's in their way. They don't play by the same rules as we're used to playing. They don't care if you got your wife or kids in the car, outside playing. They don't care. They would do you in quicker than you could say ouch. Now I'm thinking these dudes that were murdered in Mexico probably asked too many questions or didn't agree on something. Now when that happens and you're fucking with major people, they don't care who you are. They don't care what status you are. All that's out the window. They'll get rid of you so quick. And I believe that what happened was just a message. It wasn't a statement. Message. It wasn't a statement. Now, when these dudes make a statement, they make a statement. They don't fuck around. Now, a few years ago, I had a family member that was dating one of these players south of the border. And I was able to meet him and some of his friends. And one day the FBI kicks our door down. And I don't know what they were looking for. Well, I know what they were looking for, but that's irrelevant to what I'm talking about. Anyhow, the reason why they did that was because these dudes from this one particular group chopped the motherfucker up so bad that they were like ground beef. Now that's a statement. So what played out a few days ago was just a message. Somebody didn't agree on something. And I'll tell you, these dudes, they don't fuck around. They don't fuck around. You're gonna agree, or that's it. It's kind of like the major players in the prison system, where you ask questions and that's it. You're done. Or you don't agree with them, you're done. Same way. These dudes are some heavy hitters, and somebody didn't agree on something, and they were done. Now, I was thinking, what's gonna be the response? Now, they just gonna go back and forth and just, take it to an all-out war, which can eventually lead to our streets and possibly innocent people getting caught in the middle. Because we all know these dudes, they don't give a fuck. They don't give a fuck about police departments. They don't give a fuck about SWAT teams. They don't give a fuck, period. They're just willing to go all out. And that can lead to our streets. And that can lead to our, neighborhoods. And families are at risk. Not just individuals. Because if they go to your house, they're not going just to take care of one problem. They're going to go and take care of that problem and any witnesses. So this is something big. This is something big, and I think the OGs on both sides, North and the South, saw it coming. They just didn't say nothing. I guess they wanted to see how it played out. And it's probably been going on for a long time, which is the reason I think the end of hostilities was even brought up, because shit don't just happen overnight. It takes a while, for shit to happen, especially if it's something big, because there's a lot of negotiating, there's a lot of discussions behind closed doors that none of us even, were aware of anything. But the moment when that incident happened in Pelican Bay, that told me right there was no retaliation. That told me there's something going on behind closed doors that's a much bigger threat to everybody in the Department of Corrections. And maybe the paisas didn't even know about it. Maybe they hadn't even heard about it. But there is some that probably have, that didn't say nothing because they wanted to see how it was going to play out. Now, these dudes are planning to take over. And what I mean by take over is they're going to be calling the shots. So if they're going to be calling the shots, and it does happen, what's going to happen to the major organizations in the CDC? They're going to be under some new leadership, which means the paisas or border brothers can be in control. Now that's something big. That's something major. Because not only will you have your major organizations still in existence, but they're going to be, or they could be, following orders from the paisas. But don't get me wrong, paisas they're still our people. They're still our people, but it's just a big change that can happen. Something that we didn't think could ever happen, as far as the control and power being taken from these other guys. If you ask me, there's enough money for everybody to make. There's enough money. Money don't have to be in paper. Money's all digital. They just transfer numbers and numbers. Half the time nobody even sees any paper money. But there's enough for everybody. That if this thing happens to go wrong, a lot of people can lose their lives, and it's no need for that. Money can be made by everybody, and it don't have to be violent. It don't have to come down to a war. If a war happens, it's going to be for control. It's going to be for power. It's going to be who wants to be the boss. Now, if you ask me, whoever has the deepest pocket is the one that's going to be the boss. Because they have the money to hire the people to go and do the dirty work. And there's a lot of people out there that go do the dirty work for $500, $1,000. Some people will wipe you out, just because they want to do a favor for somebody. A lot of people don't have no conscience. There's some cold-blooded people out there. A lot of times something happens and everybody that was involved there, they have remorse. There's some guys, they don't have no remorse. They don't give a fuck about nobody. They're in it to do one job, and they do that job, and that's it. So I know that was a message being sent, hanging somebody under a bridge. That's all I heard. I don't know no names or nothing like that. But I know it's a message. It's a message, and I know that the OGs and the CDC, they probably saw it coming a long time ago. If they didn't see it coming, then they thought about it. Somebody thought about it. They thought about it, and that's when the end of hostilities went into effect. That's my theory. Now, like I said, things just don't happen overnight. it takes years and years of discussions behind closed doors, and only certain people are allowed to know what's going on until the shit just hits the fan. Because you can't put stuff out there and it's not true, and then something happens because they were just uh thinking something was gonna happen, or thinking something was gonna go wrong, or thinking something wasn't gonna be right. So there's a lot of discussions that have been going on, a lot of communications and a lot of communicating, and it's gotten to this, because I don't remember the last time, if ever. I don't even remember. I never heard of some OGs going to Mexico and coming up short like that. Now I know a few of them that had went to Mexico to take care of some business, came back, and that was that. But to go over there and not come back, that's a pretty bold message, and it's a serious one. It's a serious one that everybody needs to think about, because that shit right there can just blow the roof off California. If there's a roof on California, it'll blow off. If there was one. So I just wanted to share with you guys what I thought, in my opinion, what I think's going on. And I'm the type of person that I'll listen to everything. I'll see all the players involved, and I would think of different scenarios of things, how they played out, and what were the reactions, and what were the consequences and stuff like that. I'm like a thinker. I'm like a planner. I do a lot of meditating. I do a lot of thinking, and different scenarios. Put yourself in different situations. So if that situation ever occurs, you're prepared for it. The seed is planted. I always say that if you can think about it, then it's possible. So just about anything's possible. Just got to be in the right situation, and it has to be the right ingredients. So I do a lot of thinking and putting shit together, and a lot of math shit, algebra shit, formulas of things that happen, even small incidents with all people, all races, what happened, who was involved, why, just different things, and you put all this stuff into a formula, and eventually you'll get an answer. And this is this is the answer that I got. And so when you ask why did the hostilities even start, it wasn't for unity. Unity played a little part in it, but it wasn't to be like how you say, like, everything in the past is gone, everything's all good. It's not like that. It was just a way of coming together, because if something like this ever occurred, you're gonna need that manpower. You're gonna need it, inside and outside. So the only solution was to work together. And now people are coming up short, and they just ain't just not know anybody. They got people with status, with some say so. And anytime you have that, you're gonna have, most likely you're gonna have some retaliation. And when you retaliate against people that don't give a fuck, then they're gonna retaliate with that attitude of not giving a fuck, and they'll be out to wipe out a whole block if they have to. So with that being said, keep your ears open, keep your ears clean, and listen. Keep your eyes open. Be aware of everything around you, because it can pop off anywhere at any given time. And you don't have to be involved in anything. But if you're around certain people, if you're around certain areas, you can just be caught in the middle. With that being said, hit the like, subscribe, comment, hit the notification bell, and you'll be notified when I put something else out. Because it's about to get serious, really serious. So, like always, hope everybody's in good health. Hope your kids are in good health. Hope your kids are safe. Keep your kids safe. You know, it's about to get really bad. I'll get at you guys later. If I hear something else, then I'll get at you guys sooner. Take care. Good night. God bless. Peace.